Hello, my name is Heather Mackey. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine. I once had a teacher teach me because I was talking about chakras, my throat chakra, my brow chakra. And they said, Heather, it's not SH, it's CH, it's chakra. And that one took me a minute to adjust to because sometimes we can have a bit of attachment to the way we say things. In this video, I will be calling it chakra. I have acclimated to that, and that makes sense. CH is ch. So, Chewbacca, chakra. Today we are talking about the root chakra, Muladhara. There are several ways to bring this chakra into balance. One of the ways is visualization. And we are all great visualizers. How do we know? Because we dream in images. We hear stories or take in words from others and visualize what is being told to us. So we're all excellent visualizers. And this video, towards the end of it, we will do some visualization work to balance our chakra because that's abundantly available. But we will list first some other methods for bringing this chakra into balance. There are ways you can know if this chakra is out of balance. In tantric philosophy, there are 72,000 nadis. A nadi is an energy center, and the root chakra is one of those 72,000 nadis. And when it becomes imbalanced, the resultant experience will be one of feelings of insecurity, feelings of not being safe. Depression can be rooted there. We go from eating healthy foods to things that are not healthy for us. We can struggle with anorexia or bulimia, or get out of balance by overeating. Also a common response to depression. We find we can become fearful, pessimistic, assuming the worst of others, which I find is a big challenge in my own life and in my experience in other people's lives too, to assume the best instead of assuming the worst of others. Why did you do that? Was it because of this bad reason I imagined? So we would be having some of those experiences, as well as being OCD, a need to kind of, I struggle with that one a lot, a need to control. And it often stems from a lack of sense of safety. Life has taught me again and again and again, I'm not in control. I'm not in control. Not going to happen. You're not in control of this paradigm. And yet I can be really OCD. And in the ways I feel like I can control, I can try to control, because I struggle and have struggled with a sense of safety, a sense of security, a sense of being grounded. Astrologically, I have no earth in my chart except for in learning sectors. And so I tend to easily focus on and open the spiritual chakras. There are 3 above the heart, which is the bridge between the spiritual chakras and the physical chakras. So the spiritual are usually really easy for me to activate: my brow, my crown, to feel connected to God, to feel connected to the inner sight and the seeing. And I have struggled historically with these lower chakras, which say I am of the earth and belong on the earth and belong in a physical body. I often scoff at that. I'm like, I'm not the body. I'm not the body. And it's like, well, you are playing body. So that's where I get out of balance quite easily. So we know when we're having those experiences that some balance may be needed there. There are several modalities of getting this chakra into balance. If you are a yoga practitioner, or if you wanted to start trying some yoga, there are several postures. I mean, you can study, and there are many different postures. That could be its own video, but I'm not a yoga instructor. So some of the yoga poses that assist in bringing this chakra into balance are Warrior One, Triangle Pose, and Eagle Pose, which I love eagles so much, so love the name of that pose. You can use essential oils: cedar wood, patchouli, and myrrh. My mom always wore patchouli. No wonder I always felt so grounded and safe in her presence. But cedarwood, patchouli, and myrrh, there are other essential oils that specifically those smells help to ground and center the self. Also, essential oils have a lot of different beneficence as one of many sources of medicine here at Earth School. Another source of medicine would be crystals. Black tourmaline is often recommended to balance the root chakra. The reason is when it gets out of balance, we tend to become negative and pessimistic and assume the worst not only in self and others, but also of life as a whole, and that we're not safe and that it's not okay. Black tourmaline absorbs negativity. I always, whether I'm working at a job and have a desk, put some on my desk, I have it at my house, I always have black tourmaline around to absorb negativity. I actively choose to be positive and often struggle with that choice and sometimes carry negativity that I found out in the world with me into my home. So I use my beautiful black tourmaline to absorb it. You can use carnelian, you can use red jasper, you can use bloodstone, you can use smoky quartz. Smoky quartz is also great if you struggle with depression, or like a lithium quartz, but smoky quartz cysts and depression can be a part of an out of balance root chakra. Tiger's eye, lots of crystal work that you can do. So there's essential oils, there's yoga poses, there are crystals. There's also sound frequency and vibration in addition to visualization and the other methods mentioned. And the sound, L-A-M, is the sound that goes with Muladhara, the root chakra. Lam 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 lam. Just repeating that sound is one of the ways through sound and frequency and vibration you can bring the root chakra into balance. When we look at the tantric texts and ancient signs, symbols, and clues, I like to say that the universe has given us about this chakra. The imagery that is offered is a yellow square with an elephant inside of it. Some will even show the Kundalini energy being unlocked there. And it has 4 red petals. The red is the color associated with the Muladhara root chakra. And the yellow square in the center represents the very earthy energy that is assigned to this chakra. Because root base chakra is about feeling rooted, grounded, stable, balanced, safe, knowing there's no need to control because we are safe with what we are being offered in our experience. Secure, feeling secure in the self, feeling like we belong in a physical body on the earth, and eating healthy foods and eating that which best serves our highest good, something I definitely struggle with as of late. And others may too. I work to continue to love my body as it adjusts, and I eat things sometimes that don't serve my highest good, or drink things and consume things that don't serve my highest good. I continue to move the best I can to the next highest good for my next day, and that is variant. So what I'd like for us to do first is to check in with our own bodies. The great visualizer that you are, the teaching that my mother offered me that I hope to extend to every client, every human, every person I engage with, is that you are the answer, you are the wisdom. I am not the answer, you are the answer and the wisdom. So we're going to turn to your answer, your wisdom, your inner sight, your inner knowing of self. And take a moment now to just look at the root chakra. It rests at the base of the spine. So if you think about the base of your spine, visualize the base of your spine, visualize your pelvis. And there at the base of the spine in your pelvis, you can just take a look. Look inside of your pelvis, look inside the base of your spine. This is what a medical intuitive does. And look to see what you see there. Do you see the color red? Do you see a burgundy, a more murky red? Do you see a ball of light? Do you see energy splaying out and grabbing? And do you see, do you have a difficult time seeing red there? As I've said, these lower chakras are usually where my greatest work is and my greatest challenges. is to keep that in balance of feeling like I belong on the earth in a body, and that it's safe to do those two things, be on the earth and have a body. So just take a minute to look and see what you see there. No judgment of self. Maybe you feel a little distracted today, you're not seeing as clearly. This is a practice. You can do it in the future as often as you like. And over time, anything that we practice, the more we practice it, the closer we get to mastery. The 10,000 hours concept. If I do something for 10,000 hours, I eventually become a master of it. So just allowing yourself freely to be where you are. Giving yourself permission for your breath to make noise and take up space. That was something I struggled with in yoga classes. Like, I don't want anyone to hear me breathe, but they keep telling me to breathe so deep and loud. I have to give myself permission to breathe loudly. The Ujjayi breath does go very deep. Exhale. There are Tonglen Buddhist practices that are a different variation of how the energy works, but most commonly exhale is a releasing, giving out, getting rid of, releasing. And inhale is invoking, bringing in, taking in. So we're going to bring this into balance. You may have looked and found it's in perfect balance. You may have a lot of earth, or just be naturally someone who's very confident and feels very safe and doesn't feel the need to control and accepts what life offers, which is, congratulations. That's, in my experience, very evolved teaching. I hope to learn that from you. And if you sense that there can be some balance restored there, let's do that now. Let's begin to breathe very deeply into the vessel. Just bringing in air, prana, which is breath, the chi of air, prana, breath. Bringing it in, exhaling, letting it go. I usually visualize a ball of light at the base of my spine. Inside my pelvis, a ball about the size of a marble of red energetic light. And it's just small when I start, and when I breathe in, it starts to grow and glow. And as I exhale, any murkiness, any blackness, when I do Kundalini healings, I usually see gray smoke in a depressed or saddened body. If you saw any smokiness, any grayness, if you saw like it reaching out everywhere, just in the center of that, see this marble-sized ball of light begin to grow and get larger and glow when you breathe in. At the base of the spine there, and the pelvis starting to fill the pelvis. And every exhale, just releasing any tension, any depression, any thoughts you've held that may have landed there in the root that say, I am not safe, it is not okay, I am not secure, I am afraid. That's where fear is held. Just releasing that fear. Oh, that wasn't mine. I'm made out of love and light. And breathing in until the pelvis fills with a beautiful red glowing light. You can have this ball of red glowing light, which will fill the front and the back of the pelvis. The chakras actually fill the entire body, front and back. So you can fill up your pelvis with that brilliant red light through your breath work. And then this root chakra, as well as the crown goes up, the root goes down. The rest of the chakras balance in their own energetic way. But crown, the seventh chakra, goes up. The root will go down. So we see that red ball of light having infinite capacity to grow and to glow. So it remains in the pelvis and extends more energy down into the earth, like a tree growing roots, and it just roots down and grabs into the earth and grabs the minerals and the rocks and really roots in and grabs Mother Earth, grounding you, bringing in logic and the sensibility that we are safe and we are secure. I often feel I have one need. It's not really a need because we're all going to die, but that need is to stay alive. And I know my needs are being met right now because I am alive. So rooting down, grabbing the earth, grounding the self, feeling safe, repeating lum 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 as your roots grow, these brilliant red roots down into the earth, grabbing hold of a grounded, centered, balanced energy. This energy work can be done if you're like me and you want every day to choose to eat a little bit more healthy. Two foods, there are a list of foods too that can assist this chakra. But sweet potatoes, we've mentioned in previous videos, super nutrient dense and delicious and easy. Like stab it with a fork, throw it in the oven, eat in half an hour to an hour. Easy. Sweet potatoes can help ground and center you into the root chakra and are also a nutrient-dense food, but also garlic. Garlic is one of the most potent and beautiful sacred medicines of antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. I don't think it's any mistake that the concept of vampire, garlic is a repellent to that. So the universal sign, symbol, and clue is that garlic will repel that which wants to take from you, which is actually what it does. It does all these things. It doesn't allow the taking virus to take from you. It's like, get out of here. I'm an antiviral. So I swallow a clove of garlic. I cut off the base and swallow it. Sometimes I have to cut it in half because garlic cloves can be kind of large. And I swallow it like a pill every day. So little choices with food to get more grounded. So as we bring our root chakra into balance, the Muladhara into balance, and we get grounded and stable and centered, we remember that we can do these practices as often as we like. If we find it as difficult to choose to eat well because we want to comfort the self with food, because maybe we feel a little depressed or a little off kilter as things change, sometimes human beings can feel unsafe, uncertain. So we can practice this practice as a simple practice, 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, just allowing the self to have an active practice to help us to become centered, grounded, less depressed, more in a space of being in balance, of wanting to choose healthy, nutrient-dense foods, which many humans can struggle with, myself included. Today, we offer words with faith, which some call prayer. We offer this prayer. I am safe. I am secure. I am stable. I am grounded. I am earthy. I am grateful to be on the earth. I am grateful to be in a body. I am grateful to be alive. It is safe to be alive. Bright blessings to your vessel.